Hey challengers, it's Sunday Salutations, day 26. I am going to show you a series of sun salutations, basic, and show you modifications. And then the challenge for you is to do some on your own at some point today. Okay, so salutations are used for warm-ups prior to a yoga practice. They can be used to strengthen and stretch the body. You'll notice your upper body, your core, your back, your lower body, and those muscles engaged as we move through the series. And then people also use sun salutations for relaxation and calming the body and the mind, finding that connection that I talked about a couple weeks ago of mind, body, and breath. Okay, so those are a few reasons that people use sun salutations. Today, I will go through a few series. When I say series, it's a right side and a left side is one series, okay? And again, this is a basic sun salutation. I'll go through them slowly, show you modifications, and then I'll go through one series a little bit quicker to show you how it flows. Okay, so speed is up to you. If you feel comfortable with the movements, I encourage you to flow through it, and your heart rate will come up a little bit, okay? If you are new to sun salutations, then take it slowly, okay? This is all for you, and the challenge is to try something different and to do as many repetitions of the series as you'd like, okay? So you need a flat floor space. I'm gonna be straight on to you going through each of the movements. And then when I'm done, feel free to do as many as you'd like, okay? So we'll start in a standing position at the top of your mat, okay? So feet right underneath hips. You'll be taking your arms and bringing them all the way up, coming into a baby back bend. As you come into a baby back bend, this is an extended mountain. And from here, you're gonna just hinge from your hips and float down. Hands are gonna come to the ground, coming into forward fold. As you do this with the first round, make sure your knees are bent, that your belly is lifted and tucked, chest towards your thighs, chin to chest, your hands towards the ground. Then the next move is you take your hands up the shins, flattening through your spine as well as straightening through those legs, lifting through the belly, back is flat. Releasing those hands back down to the floor, bending through the legs, hands flat into the ground. Step your right foot straight back as you come into a lunge position. As you lunge, your heart center lifts, okay? Then you step back, hands flat into the ground, step back into down dog. You press both legs back. Okay, stretching the mat with your hands and with your feet. Lifting your belly, tail to the sky. From here, we move forward slowly, coming into a plank position. For this first one, your modification is to drop to your knees. Releasing your feet, shoulders over wrists, fingertips are spread wide, okay? We come down towards our belly. So the arms are into your rib cage, you lower to your belly, releasing down, okay? Then coming up into cobra. So your shoulders are pulled back and your chest lifts from the mat, hands into the ground. Pushing through the floor with those hands, pushing up and pushing back into down dog. From here, we bend the legs, through the legs. Step your right foot through to your hands. Okay, back into that lunge, heart center lifts. Feet to meet as you come into forward fold. Legs still slightly bent, chin towards chest. Taking your breath in, arms are gonna come up right alongside, all the way up, back into that extended mountain. And then we release back down. Hands towards the ground again, forward fold. Hands flat into the ground. Walk your hands up your shins slowly. We're going to the other side now. Hands walk back down to the ground. Chin to chest, forward fold. Step the left foot back into a deep lunge. Okay, heart center lifts. Hands press firmly into the mat. Step the other foot back into down dog, pressing up. Okay, dropping those heels towards the ground, stretching those fingertips wide, stretching the mat. And now come forward into plank. Okay, rounding, feeling the floating forward, shoulders over wrists. This time I'm gonna stay up, but you can go down onto your knees if you'd like. The elbows kind of rotate in towards the back of the mat. Then you lower yourself down, hovering over the mat. Pushing yourself through, then up into up dog. Okay, thighs are lifted. Tops of your feet flat into the mat. Eye gaze forward. And now tuck toes, push back into down dog. Holding it here for a moment. Now bend through the legs. Your left foot steps through into that lunge. And feet to meet and fold. Chin towards chest, chest to thighs. Coming up, big breath in, arms all the way up. Release those hands by your side into mountain pose, okay? So that was a slow series. Now I'm gonna pick it up just a little bit faster for you. More floating through each of the movements. Okay, so we start again. This time we'll be with our right side. So you take a big breath in, arms come up, extended mountain. As you release, you float down. Hands come down to the ground. Chin to chest, forward fold. Now hands walk up your shins, flatten through your spine, eye gaze down. We release the hands down to the ground, bending through the legs, hands flat into the mat, right foot steps back into that lunge, heart center lifts, and now into down dog. Pressing those hands into the mat, stretching the mat away with your hands and your feet. Floating forward into a plank, option to come to your knees. Coming down slowly into chaturanga, hovering over the ground. Option to be on your knees. You're gonna push through and up into up dog or into that cobra. Cobra, your belly is down on the ground. Tuck your toes, push back into down dog. Bend through your legs, step your right foot through into that lunge. Heart center lifts, feel the stretch. Feet to meet, come into forward fold. We come back up into extended mountain as we go to the other side. Big breath in, extended mountain. Release on the exhale, hands come down to the ground. Forward fold. Hands walk up the shins. Flat back. Release down, hands into the ground. Flat into the ground as that left foot steps back into a deep lunge. Press back into down dog. Moving forward, floating into our plank. Again, option to drop to your knees if you need to. Lowering down, those arms are close to your rib cage. You can come into cobra or push through and up into up dog. Push back into down dog. Bend through your legs, step that left foot all the way through to that lunge. Feet to meet, to fold. Breath comes in all the way up. Extended mountain. Arms release to your side. Holding it here. That was one series, the right and the left side, moving through with your breath, okay? So now it's up to you. You decide how many you'd like to do for the challenge today, okay? Enjoy. Have a great Sunday. Namaste.